Bob, good morning. Officially, good morning. Oops. My slide's wrong. Hold on a second. Hold on. Where did that slide come from? Tuesday. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Monday Market Kickoff. Welcome to the Monday Market Kickoff. My name is Scott. I'll be your host. As always, what we do is for education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing is intended or should be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product. We're not brokers or advisors, so nothing we do can be considered personalized investment advice. Any decisions made based on our information should be done so at your own risk. Yada, yada, yada. What's our agenda? Market's kind of struggling a little bit with the tariff reaction and what's next. And the new tariffs feels a little temper tantrumish to me, which is never good policy. Never a good idea for any kind of global policy, I would have to say. What else? We'll look at the opening range. We'll look at this week's list. A smaller list, but still a pretty good list. The natural implications of it, and then we'll talk certainly about the trading plan section of the week. Let's get into it. That is so I can have a paper account open. Let me just get that up, though. Hold on one second here. Maybe. Okay. Sorry. What's going on here? The links, yeah. Okay, so it's an interesting thing. Thank you for reminding me. I will go look into it today. But I actually, due to the last time we had an issue with Tuesday, I set it up, but they didn't show up. And I actually need to reach out to Circle and figure out what the hell's going on. So, thank you for the reminder, Dawn. I will definitely look to get that in place. So, okay, what do we know? The market is flat, which is actually quite favorable if you watched where we started last night. So the futures turn on. Around 5 p.m. Eastern time. And is it 5:30? I can't remember exactly. 5 to 5:30. And when they first came on, they were very, very, very negative. for yesterday. So when we were looking at the futures last night and even overnight, if you take a look at it overnight, still kind of negative. Like, I mean, I'm saying a half was like 1% at the beginning, and then we dropped down to like a 0.5%. And then now, as the market actually opens, things have picked up, and we're not even down at all for some, right? The S&P is flat, the Dow is flat, up 0.09, up 0.1, NASDAQ down 0.06, Russell down 0.05. The VIX is marginally higher, but there you go. Hey, Vladimir, good to see you. Okay, what else? You can see the EU reacting poorly to the the argument is a lot of them are unconstitutional. That he's pivoted to a different rationale, which again, the declaring an emergency that doesn't exist in order to give the power to actually implement the tariffs. But I'm not exactly sure the objective of wanting to have them. I'm not sure what they've produced other than volatility so far. Anyways, we'll find out. That's for sure. The world will definitely find out. Okay. I think a lot of those politicians are playing the market, whether, once they get word of what's happening. But anyway. What else? Hedge funds that piled into Bitcoin are first to exit. No. A trade war 2.0 breakout. Not good. Fed's Waller says rate cut in March is a coin flip following a strong U.S. jobs. So I'm not. Yeah, okay. I'm curious where he was when it comes to his policy on rate cuts, because actually, you know what? Let's go take a look. 23 days. 3 weeks from Wednesday. Oh. There we go. Fed Watch. Okay. Well, let's go down and see what we think. Yeah. So while there must be, I mean, I don't. No one else sees a coin toss. that was kind of my question. Right? What a coin toss? What? Nobody else sees that. It doesn't appear. Okay. Okay. What's on the docket? Oh, well, that was Chris Waller speaking right there. That's when he just said coin toss. So I guess that's already been factored in. Okay. We've got some more Fed speak, including our guy, Austin Goolsbee, who we love dearly. Wednesday, more Fed speak. Thursday, jobless claims. Friday, PPI. This is January PPI. We don't have expectations yet. Actually, no. It looks like they're saying core PPI is set to stay the same. The standard PPI dropping. We don't have the year-over-year projections yet. Okay. So, that's what we have coming down the pipe for information. Not a lot going on right now. Feds Waller may no longer back rate cuts if jobs report is strong. Okay, so he was a rate cutter. He was on the cutter side of the table. Smaller side. Saying not as supportive if we continue to see favorable jobs. You can't say that you think inflation is coming down. I mean, if we go by what the administration says, there is no inflation. Oh, can you guys hear me? Test, test. Okay. I actually hadn't said anything, so I'm like, maybe I just paused for a second. I don't know if I hit this thing or not. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and right now this is still in development. This candle, it's got 4 minutes right here. We're gonna come back to this, but what's our thought process? If I'm gonna put a bullish trade on towards the later part of this day, it's got to be breaking out this way. If it breaks out this way, then I'm going to say less likely to do so. If I'm day trading, I'm going to wait until it either breaks one side or the other, or at least, let's say this thing rallies up and only gets up halfway and then rolls over. Or if it pops up and then drops only halfway. Either one of those could be enough to propel me into the direction I see for the market. So patience right now. If you're now out of a show of hands, or like say me, we've got a good number of folk in here that are regulars. Who is doing at least some day trading? Who is doing at least some day trading? That's the question. Watching and learning. So we got Craig, yes. Sandy has. Watching and learning. Peter, yes. Spears, yes. Not enough to trigger now. Okay, paper. LJ go. Don is a yes. No triggers yet. Bob Core just paper. Only by chance. Mike, I like your answer. Rarely, yes. Okay. Okay. So good number. Seems almost like maybe even more than half. At least of. No sound. Oh, I'm not sure what is going on here. Okay, there we go. I think I have a loose cord or something. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, let's get to our watch list. Let's get to the watch list. Hold on here. Okay, let me get out of this, back to this. Alcoa's flat, nothing there. Nothing there. Although, interestingly, Alcoa was on my list. I don't know. I'm still a little looking at this thing like, could we be seeing this hold starting to roll? Seeing this roll? Yeah. I'm not opposed. Hard to day trade if you're working it. Yeah, 100% it is. 100%. I mean, it's nearly impossible. If you can't get 2 hours minimum for a session, where you're like, I'm going to at least get a morning session in or an afternoon, you're right. You are right. Okay. I'm actually going to keep Alcoa on my radar. Apple. Apple's, to some extent, looking okay still. So, all right. Well, We'll think about it. Archer Daniels. It's kind of chopping around a little bit, but even this one is, starting to show some turnaround on the stochastics down here. High or low? Do we have a Heikin-Ashi candle? Let's take a look. No, not yet. No, not yet. Let's see. AMAT still just kind of chugging along. AMKR still waiting for a final signal. Amazon, no. APH, no. ASX, we're still waiting for this thing, but it seems to be moving towards some kind of setup. Okay. AXP. Please look at GLW. I've got two people saying GLW. All right, I'll jump forward. AXP looks horrible. Let's go look at Corning. Corning does look very strong. Unfortunately, I mean, it just looks very, late in the move here. So, yeah. Very late in the move. Wide spreads, too, in the options. Is that right? Let's, and I swear I lose my connection constantly. Let me go look at these. Oh, yeah. You've only got a couple of in the, and I'm in the March. There's a lot of really low implied volatilities, but yeah, the spreads are quite wide in there. The 140s are about 60-cent spreads, and there's about 2,700 contracts there. The 145s are about 50 cents wide. The 150s also. But there's not much in between. Okay. Yeah, there's momentum in the stock. That's for sure. A lot of momentum in there. Alibaba, a little bit of recovery, but still overall in a downward consolidation. Bank of America, maybe something's trying to develop. BCS is flat, kind of chopping around a little bit. Oh, well. Now this thing has been moving. Big move up. Now could just be a pause and then a little bit more to go. It's gone fairly parabolic. But this is starting to look a little bit interesting. Like the sellers had a chance to come in. They pushed it down just a little bit. Starting to turn around. I'm gonna highlight Bud on my list as an early candidate. Alcoa too so far. EDM was kind of. Citigroup, no. Caterpillar, I definitely think Caterpillar is setting up into something. Let's see. CF. Sorry, this caterpillar. I just want to start mapping this out a little bit. Okay, let's take one of these. And I'm going to make it like that. $8.64. It's got good movement. I'll keep an eye on this one. Good spreads. Yeah, it's got everything we like and need. Coherent. Coherent is, I mean, it's kind of bounced. I would say no. Cisco failing to get into the gap. So I want you to take a look at this technical principle here. It's failing to break above right here. There's be careful with that. Delta made a little bit of a recovery on Friday. If anyone held through that, if it looks like this at the end of the day, there's not much there, and it's probably time to take the loss. Here's the Dow. The Dow looks actually quite favorable still. The stochastics turned down. The stochastics turned down, but it's still holding above the 50. Here's the Dow Chemical. I like Dow Chemical. But let's take a look at these options real fast. Yeah. Those have got 50-cent increments, but the 250s are where the action is. There's a little bit of width there, but I'd actually still be okay with those. There's thousands and tens of thousands of contracts at the big ones. So this one is definitely setting up in a strong sector that we are watching with materials. Okay. Ford. No. I'll tell you what, when it comes to this Dow, I know I keep coming back. I'm going to be thinking about these moves here. 37. It's making some good sized chops. So if this starts to turn around, I think we're going to have like a 5 or 6 to 1 potential, depending on how the candles look as this thing starts to turn. But right now you can see it's close. What would I need to see tomorrow? I'd like to see it get back above 30.87. So I'm in by 31 and change. That's a good call out, Don. Don said he mentioned Dow and Walmart as his favorites. I love it. So far, I'm in agreement with you. But if we can catch it there, my stop loss would not be oriented around that hammer. It would be oriented around this. So I might have a stop just a little below. We're talking $1, $1.20 at most. So if I'm getting in at 31 and change, with a target up here around 37, I should have 6 points potential. with 1 to 1.25. That's 1.25. You can't really see it. 1 to 1.25 of risk. So we're talking anywhere from 5 or 6 to 1. What expiration would I be doing? I would probably still give it, as long as I get the signal in the next day or two. I'm still going to end up in March. The standard marches. I have 25 days as of now. 25 days as of now. So yes. I would say that's the right. Yeah. So my policy is I tend to try to get 10 to 14 days more than I need. So if I need 10 days, let's see if that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And over here, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 10 to 12 days, and I need 10 to 14 more. I need somewhere between 20 and 26 days. 10 to 14 or 10 to 12 for the move, right? 10 to 12 for the move itself, plus 10 to 14 of the cushion. I need somewhere between 20 and 26 days, which 25 is perfect. It sits right in this area. 25 days. Yeah, this. I agree with you, Don. This one is a strong. It's looking good. Some people might say, but look at that volume. Yeah, but that volume was on a hammer candle where the sellers failed. And now we're starting to see it come back a little bit. So there you go. Okay, let's keep going. Dow's a strong candidate. And look, here's the deal. It's only needs to go another 50 cents, and it's going to give us a go-ahead. Could that happen today? Sure. If not today, tomorrow. GE, not yet, but this week could be if it flags for a few days. Gold, starting to pick up again. General Motors. Oh, come on, General Motors. What are we doing here? It's right back at support. It like kicked into gear and then just sort of like hiccuped. I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to give it till the end of the day. Just stopped out. Okay. I'm going to see what it looks like at the end of the day. But, yeah, it doesn't look good. It's a little frustrating because it wanted to go and then it just couldn't get the momentum. That's part of what we're seeing in our market posture. If you didn't have a chance to attend yesterday, if you didn't have a chance to review, let's take a quick peek. Now, the Oracle... Why can't I move this damn window? There we go. Increased by 3/4 of a point. That was pretty good. I only increased by 1/4 of a point. Interestingly, right now, I would say I am at the lower end of what would be a range of scoring. And the Oracle is at the higher end of what we're scoring. Is anybody lower than a 1.75 on their posture? is anybody ahead of a 3.25? I would actually say that right now, me and the Oracle create the range, and everybody's somewhere in the middle. Tell me if I'm wrong. Google. So Google had a strong Friday, but it's sort of just pausing, which is fine. We're not too concerned about a pause necessarily. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, be careful there. Goldman down 20. Home Depot down. Earnings coming up. HL, very much a mining stock. IBM is down considerably. Boy, IBM fell off. Intel. I don't know. I'm actually looking at Intel like that's a maybe. Right? Old resistance, support. I would say I got a good chance of maybe 50 to 51. That's 6 points to 7 points from where we are now. And if I can get up to retest the old highs, that's 10 points. And I could probably get this for $1.50 of risk. 43.75, 42.75 is there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit more, maybe $2, and I can get. I'm looking at Intel. I don't think I even had it on my list. I totally juked myself here. I don't know why I did not include Intel yesterday. No volume. That's true. That's true, but I want you to notice for two of its biggest moves, that's a good point. But for two of its biggest moves, and we're going to not consider earnings in there, though it does create a mark that it might be able to get to, look at the volume. There was only one day. You had a little tussle right here as it was coming out of this. And then nothing. Then you had this one day here. And nothing happened on that day. Nothing. And then it started to pick up a little bit through here. So then the volume came and it battled higher and got up to this point. And now it's pulled back. So I don't know. I think I have enough trend here that I don't need to see a surge in volume necessarily. IVZ is down. Don, I just noticed your comment. 1.5. 1.5. Okay. Small caps have really... So the small caps started out okay. And then what? Big drop. 1.5%. Small caps are down 1.5%. The Dow is down 1.14%. Yeah, things are really kind of turning into a sell. NASDAQ is down 0.77%. SPY 0.63%. So we did break the range. We broke it to the downside. At this point, I would say I'm more likely to trade the downside unless I see some kind of an intraday reversal occur. So be careful today. Now, the way the market looks right now and today, I'm going to say that I feel like I have a more appropriate market score. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay. What else? Let me jump back up. We were at Lumentum. Lumentum is still bullish today. Hey, listen, Sandy, I'm just saying, like, you know, the AI is so fancy and cool, and it talks smart, talks real smart. But there is something to be said. There is definitely something to be said. So, okay, what else? Today's word. Oh, John Welsh, that was a good one. Terrified. You outdid yourself on that one, my friend. Well done. I tip my hat. I like it and agree. Okay. MasterCard. No. Meta. Not the author. Okay, that's fair. You brought it. You get to claim it. Meta, no. Monster. Close to earnings. Morgan. Man, everything's turning nasty red for the most part. Shutting some things down. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Indeed, sir. Oh, goodness. Okay. Micron actually is holding up. I'm still holding Micron. That's fine where it is. That's fine where it is. Netflix, no. New, no. Nvidia, meh. Palantir is down. Okay. QQQ. All right. Qs are trying to stabilize a little bit here. There it is. If you're day trading and you see this and you see it break out, get back up here to 605, pull back and make a turn, that is just as valid on 5 minutes as it is on daily. Without a doubt. Right? Without a doubt. So let's be mindful of that, day traders. What are you looking for? You looking to call the bottom of this thing? Probably not. Are you looking to know when it's done enough to convince you that it's reversing? Yes. I would say yes. Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab needs to. Some people were in this, but it kind of gave it back. You've got earnings. I don't know if anyone's still in. I would say probably not. Ross Stores overextended. RTX pulling back, but bullish. Silver. So where have we settled now at this point? Where did silver settle? Spot price. 86. So well off of the highs. That was a hell of a run up there. And now we're back down here at 87. Okay, that's fair. SNDK. SanDisk is moving. SPY still struggling, but I would say also stabilizing a little. I guess this one's just kind of slowing down, not quite stabilizing yet. My day traders, have you fired anything off or nah? And if so, is it bullish or bearish? STX is still kind of sitting around, maybe. It's an expensive stock and the volatility is high, but there's a possibility for something there. SYY. Ooh, SYY is actually what are the things that I'm liking? Alcoa, Bud, Caterpillar, Dow, Cisco. Still a pretty good list. I've got 5 highlighted. I think TSM could be there as well. We'll see here in a second. Oh, I'm going to put TSM on my list of to be considered. Intel. I want to see, but I think there could be a trade. I mean, let's keep an eye on it. Vail. No. Viking Cruises. No. The VIX. I mean, it's not enough to be considered a higher low as of right now. If it took this out and got higher and this turns more, then yes, it is. And that would be pretty devastating to bullishness right there. Because it would make me think, oof, there's a good chance we break on through to the other side. VOD. Oh, I sure did. I have to figure this out. I can't not be able to look at the VIX through my watch list. What the hell? I actually have one ready to go. I was logging into a paper account. Sorry, give me just 1 second. I need to get a hold of tech support from Charles Schwab. I've never called them. Has anyone called Charles Schwab? I've had no need to. Maybe I did when I first came across. But this is so weird that if I click on live chat's good. Okay. If I click on it in my watch list, it just locks up my whole account. I wonder if I delete it. What's going on here? Am I back on? What is happening here? I just logged in. Oh, it's creating it. Okay. Give me just a second. It's taking its sweet time. right at the end, too. And I want to look at Walmart and WDC. Huh. What is happening? Okay, bear with me, guys. I am, like I said, I'm shut down. I'm trying to get this logged back in. There we go. Woo! There we go. Steve says he likes Walmart better. Let me get the charts back up and over here. Yeah, I'm having some non-responsiveness from Thinkorswim today. And I'm not sure why, but give me just a second here. Oh, wait. It just closed down completely on me. Yeah, it's the strangest thing. Like in the last month or so, when I click on the VIX from my watch list, it locks it up and I have to I can't even close it. I have to force it shut in order to get it to shut down. Market's busy, everybody terrified. Yeah. Okay, so let's rattle through. It's a nasty day overall. Let me get some updates here. Is this updated? S&P down 0.7, Dow 1.3, NASDAQ 0.5%, Russell 1.5%. It's not a great day. Do we still have signals developing? Absolutely. In fact, I think we have the group tell me what's going on, right? All right, that's a good idea. I want someone to look at. We had 3 more we needed to look at. So this is where the group is going to come in. You can pick which one you want. VOD, WMT, WDC. We're at the end of our list. I'm getting logged back in here. Oh, it feels like a Monday. So I want someone to give me, of those 3, which they like the best. I know Don likes Walmart. I know Stephen C. likes Walmart. Which of those needs to be highlighted? And I'm not kidding. I have a note card that has our weekly watch list. And I highlight it as we go through on Monday to see who's most likely. Where are my highlights? Once again, write it down. Alcoa, AA, Budweiser, BUD, Caterpillar, CAT, Dow Chemical, DOW, Cisco Foods, not Cisco Technology, not CSCO, SYY, Cisco. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. I'd say Taiwan is probably the one of the stronger right now signals. Intel was kind of a sneaky hey, you know what? There actually seems to be a pretty favorable reward to risk ratio for us in there. Okay, let me see. Charts. Let me get them detached. Let me get them. Okay, we're back. We're back just in time to get these looked at. I've been told Walmart. Let me get down to my list. Oh, Walmart coming out of earnings with a turn. Yes. What are we thinking here? So, like usual, I am not going to put my stop all the way below this long shadow. I'm going to draw my line at the body, which is the other shadow, and I'm going to put my stop a little bit below there. I don't feel like I need to account for that intraday. Right? Intraday. Now, what are we thinking this thing can do? I mean, this right here is only going to get it like back to the old high. And I think we're maybe going to get, I think I could look for two of those. Yeah, actually. Boom. We'll stack it. Target 142. 142 gives me 126, 142, 16 points. Stop down here. Maybe 122.50. That's 3.5 to 16. I'm getting better than 4 to 1 on this thing. What else do we know about this? What else do we know about this? I need Don. Don, well done. Don called out Walmart and Dow today. I'm in full agreement, my friend. Great recognition. Great recognition. TSM has wide spreads. Yeah, they're a bit iffy. We'll go look at them here. Hold on. What time is it? Ooh, I got to get going. Okay, so Walmart. Look at that beauty. That one right there is looking very, very set up. A bit of defensiveness, Walmart, especially after they just did well on their earnings. I know you're like, Scott, they beat by 1 penny. They're Walmart. If Walmart beats, we're excited, right? VOD still chopping around a little bit. WDC still chopping around a little bit. So, yeah. Walmart's the one that gets highlighted. Let's take a quick peek. At I want to see the options for TSM. What an amazing group we are, however, that options liquidity is such a prominent discussion point, as it should be. Well done, crew. Pat yourselves on the back for that. It's kind of a weird day, but I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. I think our market analysis is right, which means I think we're going to have good risk management. I think we've got a strong watch list still. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candidates highlighted on a watch list for the week. That's still close to 20. As much as we've seen the market show signs of deterioration, we've still got plenty of opportunity to discuss. Let me go into the TSM. Ooh, yeah, hundreds, but not, well, no, there's thousands. Never mind. Hold on. I was too far away. Definitely I have thousands. Yeah, I mean, look, if you went like out of the money to the 400, and you might be thinking it's at 372, I'd go to 400. Well, if you were a $37, $38 stock, would you go to 40? Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I think it's getting up to 411. So yeah, I'd say the 390 or the 400. If you look at the spread there, it's about 60 cents on a $10 option, 6%. It's 20 cents on a $3 option, not bad. 65 cents on a $7 option. They're both under 10%. They're not great. Nothing's great right now. Anytime you have the VIX elevated a little bit, you're going to see wider spreads in your general stuff. I mean, look, that's one of the reasons why we'll love Walmart for a setup right now. Let's go back to that one more time. Is if I go out to the March options on that thing, let me get my options to just 14. And I'm looking at, did the Marches just come out? No. Yeah, let's say I'm looking at the 130 for March. 10,000 contracts. The bid ask is 184 by 195. 185 by 195. 10 cents. 10 cents. Not bad. So there you go. Okay. What am I thinking here? I'm thinking that our top candidates are probably Dow and Walmart. TSM's not bad. Intel, I honestly, I would say put the probability of a trade alert above 50-50 for today. Now, if the market itself is in like a sell-off, and then I'm going to be a little less inclined to, so we'll see if we have a little bit of stability show up in the afternoon that we haven't seen yet this morning. So like I said, if you're day trading, just keep an eye on that opening range and where we are relative to it. But when I see zeros alternating with thousands, I get nervous. You know what? Honestly, that's primarily just people gravitate. You'll see the thousands at the round numbers, at the tens and the fives, like so. 125, 130, 135, things like that. But yeah, it's good to be skeptical. Walmart, we're always going to be okay. The GLW options continues to move, huh? Let's take a look. GLW, and then we'll wrap it up. Thanks, Sandy. Good to see you. I hope you can continue feeling better and better. Yeah, it's moved up a little bit. It looks like it's starting to already come down from its highs. Even that right there could make you give back more than you want to. I'll tell you what. So if it's a day trade, be thinking about taking it. All right. So thanks, everybody. It's good to see you all. Keep an eye out this afternoon, most definitely. And then we'll pick up tomorrow morning. And then we will have the Q&As tomorrow evening, and we'll keep on keeping on. Market's holding up, just barely holding up that bullishness. We'll see what we can do. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me this morning, this hour. Have a great rest of your day. As always, happy trading.